Welcome to Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, a game developed by Insomniac Games where you take the role of my personal favorite Spider-Man, a young kid from Brooklyn who got bit by a genetically engineered spider, and instead of unaliving like a normal person, gained the abilities of a spider, including enhanced strength, agility, and a little something called Spider Sense, but I call it Deus Ex ability, as well as a few other powers, but we'll cover them when we get to them. In this game, you swing through the streets of New York, taking down bad guys and discovering a secret society of teens whose dads left for milk. Hi, I'm Lunar, and today, I'm looking for a challenge. That's why I'm going to beat Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales without modding my suit. But first, let's set some ground rules. Number 1, I am not allowed to use suit mods nor visor mods. Those mods tend to make the game a little easier as you get further in the story, and well, that is the challenge. Number 2, I have to finish all story missions. No side missions though. The side missions will be saved for a post-game content. Number 3, subscribe. If you want to subscribe for me, how about this cute puppy? Alright, that's enough for now. Let's get to the challenge. We begin this game with what is my favorite starting sequence. A smooth transition from the title screen into the opening cutscene. Peak cinema. Miles is asked to pick up some groceries for dinner, and we get an amazing look at the wonderful graphics and soundtrack for this game. I have no idea if this music's copyrighted, but if it is, definitely don't have it in the video. Be ready to hear me gush about this game a lot in the video because it is without a doubt my favorite of the 3 Spider-Man games we have out so far. Miles makes his way to the bodega helping people and hinting that a street artist should leave room for the new Spider-Man before getting a text from Peter reminding him they have a date. So I suit up and swing down to meet up with Peter. The time has come to send prisoners who escaped during Doc Ock's rampage back to the raft. They have a massive ground transport, along with a massive cell being transported by helicopter. As Peter and I follow along, the cables holding the cell start to fray. Pete asks Miles to hang back, but he gets a little bit too cocky and lands on the cell to fix the cables, which of course causes the payload to become unbalanced and causes the pilots to lose control, and the helicopter crashes into the rest of the convoy. Miles, we talked about this.
Payload compromised.
This is a slight problem. Some of the prisoners escape, so Pete and I have to act fast before things get worse.
Before that happens.
Oh, hi, buddy.
Hello, tiny spider.
Oh, I just had to say something, didn't I? Rhino is back and angrier than before. Peter takes on the exploding bulldozer while I take on some of the escapees to kind of get a feel of the controls. The game gives you access to all of Peter's unlockable moves from the first game, allowing you to swing, kick, and deal instant takedowns when you perfectly dodge enemies. It's really nice so you don't feel like you lost too much when you play them back to back like I did. But it also gets you to question, what will Miles unlock? Make quick work of the escapees before some of them get in the truck and take off. Miles is about to chase after them when Peter calls for backup, so instead he goes to ride the Rhino Express. All aboard! We go through the mall dodging signs and pillars, and Miles talks to him about fly fishing before Alexis almost runs into a baby. We run through Jameson's studio, interrupting him practicing his lines. Then we are back on the road. Very cold out here, so Alexis decides to warm us all up by running into an extremely flammable tank. That doesn't sound like a good idea, Rhino. Somehow, more escaped convicts manage to find us, so I take them all out before doing the most useless backflip in video game history. Seriously, Miles, Pete wasn't gonna hit you at all. Rhino straight up destroys Peter and begins to emote on me. But Miles was not gonna let that disrespect slide and straight up punches Rhino into next week.
Oh no!
Giving us access to Venom. Venom is pretty much just a bioelectrical ability unique to our friend Miles here. It allows him to generate electrical current himself and release that power into punches stronger than ever, allowing him to go toe-to-toe with Rhino. and have that man beg for mercy. Oh! Rhino throws slab of concrete at me and slams me into the ground. That is not at all what I wrote down. Rhino throws slabs of concrete at me and slams the ground, allowing me to dodge and build up focus so I can shock him with my venom and get in close to deal some real damage. I knocked him into a power box at one point, only to build up my focus on the attack and hit him with a venom right away. After knocking Rhino down and checking on Peter, we are introduced to Simon Krieger, head of R&D at Roxxon Energy.
So that's what his name was!
A massive corporation stationed in the middle of Manhattan. We have a short conversation where he thanks us for saving him money before he offers to watch over Rhino until the police arrive, and he seems trustworthy, so Pete and Miles swing off to have a conversation about that fight. Peter says he's going to go on vacation, then gives Miles a present and dips. Miles calls his friend Genki and tells him about the present. Genki pretty much takes the role of the person in the chair of this game. You know, the one who tells you where to look for missions like MJ in the first game, or Ned in the MCU movies. Miles changes his clothes in public and shows off his new suit. It's pretty much a normal blue and red Spider-Man suit, but has shoulder pads and knee pads as well, as it is clearly too big for Miles. Truth be told, this is an amazing way to show that while Peter is trusting Miles, he is still cautious, and Miles has the suit but is not able to fill it in. An excellent way to show that he doesn't feel like a hero yet. Peter mentions a part 2 of the present, but it's just a hollow training sequence, nothing too big. On my way back home though, Genki calls me and tells me to check out Roxxon plant, as there's reports of shady characters snooping around the area. So I headed over there, but I see nothing. No signs of life anywhere. Not even security. It feels so eerily quiet. Simon shows up on the screen to give me some exposition, describing a safe fuel source called Nuform. After he stops talking, I hear some glass break, so I do what any rational person would do. Jump in the window. No one is here, but it is clear that someone was. There's broken glass on the floor, and someone searched up Nuform on the computers. I'm just about to do some research of my own before... Meet the Underground, a terrorist group led by a masked figure known only as the Tinkerer. They have some very advanced weapons that seem to be molded out of thin air, but it is still also very weak to the static shock caused by my venom punches. Fight leads indoors where I discovered they were tracking Nuform shipments. Before I can get any more intel, Roxxon security shows up, so I dip. Heading home for Christmas dinner, I'm officially introduced to Genki and Miles' mom. I set up for dinner, then got the door to welcome a guest of honor.
What's going on, McMissile?
Meet Finn Mason, Miles' childhood friend and sister from another mister. She is very smart and has been studying biotech. When Rio brings up Rick, though, she gets quiet and a little distant, but doesn't want to talk about it. Dinner wraps up, Miles and Finn have some fun washing dishes, and we all go to sleep ready to take on the next day. 5 more minutes. Genki gives me a little upgrade for my Spidey suit, allowing him to see through my eyes, and an app to go along with it, allowing citizens to request my help, and first up on our list, Aaron Davis. I don't see how this could possibly go wrong. He tells me that the subway is having a ton of issues, the computers aren't working, there are no trains on the line, and worst of all, they forgot his lunch. So I fixed the issues, took out some criminals, and then met with Finn, where I got more exposition. Basically, it's just a flashback showing off how smart her brother Rick was, and that he was offered a job at Roxxon. Wait a minute, but Finn has to take off for an important appointment she has later that night. I head home and attend Rio's rally with Genki, but some weird masked figure shows up on screen and threatens Krieger before some of their crew start attacking people, so Spider-Man has to come in and save the day. This fight is pretty much the same as the first time I met them, just a few more people to fight. I managed to take them all out before... Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. Someone is attacking the bridge, so I swing over and I find Underground attacking a Roxxon truck. The Tinkerer gets one canister, then commands her followers to take the rest. But Miles is really interested in the concept of Nuform, so he also grabs the canister, overloading it with his venom and short-circuiting the Tinkerer's mask. Finn? Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna lie, my first time playing it, yeah, it caught me off guard.
Chat, is this man stupid?
I love how it points you to the twist with Finn being a genius, something happening to Rick, and his job at Roxxon working with Newform. It all works together to make the reveal work perfectly, and you don't get the final piece of the puzzle until right before this mission. Finn throws me into the truck where I destabilize the rest of Newform and proceed to blow up the entire truck. Finn takes off with the last canister, leaving her followers to try and take me down. More of the same, but there's just one other slight, very small problem. You see, when I blew up the truck, I kind of destroyed the structure of the bridge, and yeah, it started collapsing, leading to a wonderful show of how strong and smart Miles is as he saves everyone on the bridge, ending with Roxxon pulling up and blaming Miles for the accident, which, yeah, but he also saved everyone. So I'm kind of on Miles' side on this one. They hold him at gunpoint, triggering his fight or flight response, revealing a new power: camouflage. He managed to get away, and now with his knowledge of Finn being the Tinkerer and Roxxon blaming him for the explosion, he is now at his lowest point. But after a small pep talk from his mom and Genki, he finally decides to stand up and stop living in Peter's shadow, making his own suit. My favorite Spidey suit. The combination of the color scheme and how it was created to incorporate his powers makes it very unique and very beautiful, while also giving him a sense of individualism. I make my way down to Finn's family's repair shop. The entire building is boarded up, so I do what any rational person would do. Jump in the window. I explored the shop, getting a small case of Miner's Slun, while I discovered lore about Rick.
Interesting.
Including how he was sick.
I mean, I already know the twist.
Just as I'm finishing up, someone opens the door, so Miles tries to go invisible, but he gets some performance anxiety and is discovered immediately. Thankfully, I don't have stage fright and can become invisible, allowing this fight to become stealth. I take everyone out going invisible whenever they spot me, and hiding until they forget I exist. Once everyone does a wonderful impression of my dad, I do the same and beat them all up. Gaining access to the computer, once again I track Finn's phone that was damaged when they tried to destroy Newform, and now I head out to the location, but it would seem I am not alone. I arrived at a Roxxon lab. It is on high alert with lasers over the vents and guards at every post ready to shoot anyone who so much as looks at the building. The entire building is sealed tight except for one vent that is broken. I do my best impression of an imposter, making my way over to the main lab floor. I make my way to a hallway when a creepy man in a purple suit sneaks up on me. But I've played Five Nights at Freddy's and I know to never trust a man in purple, so I kick him as hard as I can. But it's just Uncle Aaron. Aaron, I almost killed you in cold blood, and I'll do it again. He warns Miles to stay away from Roxxon, but he is looking for that #1 victory royale, so he's going to continue on. After clearing the room, Miles overhears a conversation between a lab tech and Krieger, and we get the reveal that Krieger is evil? Oh, and Krieger's on a deadline. So it looks like we are too. I find Finn's phone. After giving it a quick charge, we can see the most shocking scene of the entire game. Miles is rightfully ticked off and decides the best course of action. Rather than to take the phone to the police as evidence, like a normal person,
He deserves to absorb the electricity as something that can generate enough power for all of New York.
and he also loses the phone while doing it. Honestly, it's pretty stupid if you ask me. I escape that part and go to leave the facility when I run into someone with a square shield. But Captain America taught me that round shields are where it's at, so I beat them up to prove a point. These shield guys? Yeah, they're pretty straightforward. They block attacks and use their shields to fight back. However, they can also absorb the venom attacks with their shields. And when they do, they'll hit me with a very strange energy that blocks venom. Aaron joins me as we fight a private army, but we're gonna miss our train, so he blows a hole in the wall and drags me on the train where he tells me to lay low. Then he learns that Finn is a tinkerer. Pretty sure I can trust him. He tells me to join the underground as an undercover agent, so I take his advice and do just that. Finn and I meet for coffee where I confront her about being the Tinkerer. She seems concerned, but Miles smoothly talks his way into her heart, getting her to take him to their secret hideout. They took over Fisk's hideout after, well, you know. Finn jumps and she makes it, so I do what any rational person would do. Jump on the building. Finn gives me some exposition before she gets called off and leaves me alone to look around the place. See if I can find the new form maybe. Something tells me it's in the basement, so Miles tells Finn he has to go help his mom with dinner. And dips before Spider-Man shows up. Hey, what are the chances, Miles? You just missed Spider-Man. God, it's just like that Clark Kent guy. He always disappears whenever Superman shows up. Here we take on the stealth mantle, slowly taking out all of the underground doing training. Whenever I get caught, I just have to go commando, then move so they lose sight of me. After helping them train, I head over to a statue that looks very suspicious. So I break it, and it opens a secret staircase that leads down into a secret elevator. Okay, Fisk, I love you, man. But why? Why not just have the staircase go into the vault? You don't need to have the staircase lead into an elevator. It's already hidden. Miles overhears the new form was moved to another lab hidden in a theater, and he gets a picture of all the underground bases in New York. Just before leaving, we are introduced to this new enemy type. I call them the Grappler, and it's because they can wrap their swords around you and slam you into the ground. Luckily, the game tells me exactly what I need to do to take care of these guys. Fetch me that ass! Just short circuit and deactivate the swords, allowing me to get in close and personal. After doing my job there, Genki tells me that Finn's place at the Gem Theater, so I make my way over to catch the show. I find the place running with underground and a shocking surprise waiting for me, so now it's another stealth mission. This game really loves giving you stealth missions after the game. I will say that's the only thing that I find very annoying. You don't have to do them stealth, but the game is almost rewards you for doing it stealth because then you have to fight less enemies. And in a challenge like this, we don't want to be fighting a lot of enemies. I have to quietly take out the goons, then destroy the generators to lower the electrical discharge at the entrance. But it would seem I found the new form. It seems they are trying to supercharge the new form to make it explode like my Venom did. So of course I disconnect the generators and steal it back. Ha! Just kidding. I power the giant metal silo in the middle of the room, filling the new form with tons of electricity. As I grab the new form and prepare to make my escape, I hear a knock at the door. Knock knock, who's there? The underground! Turns out I failed my stealth check and am being hunted down by the remaining underground crew. So I go back to my stealth, taking them out one by one until they are all taking a lovely nap. But it seems I failed my stealth check again. Keep this up and you'll go to dice jail. Here we meet another new enemy type. This one I call Mr. Hammer.
Can you guess what?
Only way to get around them is to use Venom to disable their shields and then hit them. Luckily they only send one of these behemoths along with two goons, so this time it wasn't too much of a problem. But later on, they start getting dangerous. After taking them out, Finn finally decides it's showtime. She then emotes on me, steals the new form, and dips. So I chase after her. She runs right past Avengers Tower, blowing up the side, but Tony's a little busy at the moment, so they chase her through the streets of New York as she destroys half of the Upper West Side in her little temper tantrum before I finally reach her on the roof of a very tall building. She threatens my life and Miles plays the Martha card, so Finn dips out.
The next day,
I meet with Finn at church where we both confess our sins. For Finn, it's that she is a murderer. For me, it's that I like pineapple on pizza. My lawyer has advised me to tell you that that is in fact a joke.
I'm gonna beat you up in the past now.
She doesn't take it well, and as we discuss other options for pizza toppings, we are visited by Let's Play a Game. Which door has our little guest? If you chose door number 1, you're wrong. That door's just holding Slimy.
I've been editing for 3 days.
If you chose door number 3, I'm sorry, you're also wrong. Door number 3 has a weird black alien goop. Wait, no, that's not until the next game. That's not until the next game. That means our guest was behind door number 2. Welcome back to the show, Rhino. Now severe anger management problems and about 12 tons extra plated armor. Oh yeah, he's also immune to Venom now. I wake up to Krieger sitting uncomfortably close to a miner, and then he starts trying to strip Miles down. And can someone call Chris Hanson on this guy? After insulting his bad breath, he goes to brush his teeth, but his guards hated that I insulted their balls and start beating me like a piñata on their cousin's birthday. So I do what any rational person would do.
Blow it up!
We sneak through the vents where Miles overhears a conversation and discovers that Aaron gave away Finn's location for my immunity. Finn and I sneak through the rest of the facility, making our way to the exit when it would appear we have been caught. Oh, how could this have happened to me? I might as well surrender and go with them. Nah, I want to ride this man into a tank. After beating Phase 1, he takes his glasses off. They must have been very high prescription though, because he then confuses a tank for a ball and throws it to me for a game of catch. I'm no chicken though, and I supercharge that engine and I throw back at him, knocking him down and taking out more of his armor. The fight was kind of difficult as both Rhino and the hundreds of guards that like to take cheap shots have weapons and AoE attacks that disable my venom for a short amount of time. As well as if Rhino hits me when I am swinging the engine, Miles will just let go and throw it in a random direction. After a few more hits to his rocks-on armor disables, I leave Finn to watch over the wild animal as I go retrieve Krieger's win-loss ratio on Marvel Rivals, proving once and for all that he is a liar and a cheat. But while I was doing that, Rhino told Finn that he is Noob Master 69, so she did what any rational person would do. Miles then tackles her through a wall into a subway track and she loses it, beating the living crap out of Miles and threatening his life, before dipping out ready to destroy everything just to get her way. Miles calls Genki for help on the brink of death, and thankfully he comes through, carrying Miles back home, but there's just one problem. He's not home alone. And on that day, Rio discovered that her son is a femboy furry. I mean, he's Spider-Man. She also learns that Finn is a tinker, and while she is reasonably concerned, she is also very supportive. This scene is perfect as the camera moves across the screen when Rio is saying how she will always love him, so that both her and his dad's memorial are on screen, showing that her words speak for both of them. I told you, I love this game and I love the cinema of it. It is perfect. Peak cinema. Better than Chicken Jockey. Eventually, Genki calls me and tells me that he located Finn at Oscorp Science Center, doing some weird science with the new form. So I start making my way over there, but Aaron is jealous that I've been spending all my time with friends and not family, so he just kidnaps me and puts me in a jail cell, knowing full well that the entire city that we are currently in is about to explode. But he underestimates me, allowing me to break out very quickly and leading to a fight between family. Aaron has some pretty cool abilities thanks to his suit. Of course, since his alter ego is based on a predator, not that kind, he has razor-sharp claws, but he also has jet boots and a shield, allowing him to hit me hard with blunt force. Yet, for some reason, he doesn't decide to use the shield to block attacks. But most importantly, he has his cloaking gear. Aaron pretty much has a power set that combines the Tinkerer and Miles. However, he is still very weak to electrical current, and we just so happen to be fighting in a subway platform that still gets power. So when my venom is not charged up, I can use the electrical boxes around to short circuit his cloaking tech, allowing me to get a few good hits in while I can see him. After a while, he starts yapping about trying to save Miles, but he is risking the entire city just to save one person. Miles won't hear any of it and keeps fighting, leading Aaron to bring out the big guns. Literally. But other than that, the fight is the same. The only problem being, I kinda used up my fuse boxes. Thankfully, there are some electrical boxes that I can drain, which charge up a bit of my venom. He also brings out some holograms. The holograms can be taken out in one shot with venom, but without, they take a few more hits, leading to situations where you are focused on one, but another hologram decides to smash you into the ground. By this point of the fight, you have to be relying on the generators to fill your venom. Thankfully, when you go to use one, everyone attacking you decides to go on a coffee break. Eventually, I hit Aaron with a sick combo, and he tells me that I am the coolest Spider-Man ever. But we have a job to do. We have the power to help. We have the technology. Wrong franchise, I'm sorry. I arrive at the Science Center, which is closed for renovations, but is crawling with the underground. They have the entrance barricaded with an electrical current. We've seen this before, so we know how to take out the generators. I do that and make my way inside for a flashback. Now, I want to clarify something. I know that in the Spider-Man video, I said that I hated the MJ and Miles portions of the games, and I understand the reason for them is for you to build patience for the Taskmaster quests, but that's not the problem I had with them.
What?
The problem I had was they didn't feel like they fit in. Complete honesty, the only powerless mission that felt like it actually fit was Miles looking for his dad in the City Hall bombing. But all the others, they just felt like they were there to give a reason why Peter knows where to go. See, this scene works so well because it gives more character development. It shows how happy Finn was and how happy Miles was. And to see that contrast to them fighting now, it just shows how much of an impact Rick's death had on their lives and just how important he was. After that heartwarming scene, Miles tries to disconnect the new form and Finn tries to end him, but she takes in the new form and dips. This fight is confined to a small room with a good amount of goons and a Mr. Hammer, who makes the fight a little harder. See, Mr. Hammer has not one, but 2 AoE attacks, making this already tight room even tighter. The worst part is I can't even swing out to avoid it, since I am confined to the room. By this point in the game, you would have many suit mods that increase your damage even more than normal gameplay, as well as some visor mods that would allow you to gain venom quicker, but I don't have those. Oh shit. So what I have to do is take out the small goons while dodging Mr. Hammer's attacks. Then once I get my venom built up, I have to take out his shield and still be careful of his hammer. Not to mention, I have to keep healing whenever I get hit, because at this point, if any of these guys hit me more than once, I'm done. I'm down. I'm out. I managed to get everyone down before the window behind me gets shot out by more underground goons. This room is much bigger than the last one, allowing me to swing around more, and with my air tricks I can gain venom in the air. Thankfully, I had my finisher ready, so I smashed him in the head with his own hammer. After taking them all out, I head over to Harlem in the worst storm in New York's history. Roxxon and Underground are going at it in the streets of Harlem, putting everyone's lives at risk. There's no help here. We have one man, one kid from Brooklyn, one hero standing up against an army, ready to lay his life on the line to take them out and save the innocent. For the first person, I have to go through the streets of Harlem, taking down every form of enemy I've come across so far. Goons, agents, shield bearers, grapplers.
I hit dodge.
Even Mr. Hammer made a comeback. Everyone is here. And you see this right here? You see this right here? This is problem A. And this is problem B. Now, you may be asking yourself, Lunar, why exactly are these two a problem? Well, you see, it's very simple. Take a look around. Do you see anyone? Any shield bearers or any underground goons or anyone? No? No? Yeah, that's right. I took out everyone else and now these two are the last ones standing. I really didn't have a good way to get my venom back up. I forgot that air tricks were a thing during this fight. But my point still stands that I was an idiot. I had to get close and trigger them to attack just so I can dodge and get a very small amount of venom. After a while of trying and failing, I had an idea. See, here's my plan. I've never tried it on a brute, so I have no idea if this would work. But what have I got to lose? So I swallow my pride, go invisible, and it worked, leading me to be able to take them both out. After the most dangerous game of hide and seek, I find the citizens of Harlem and prepare to get them all to safety. But Finn has already started her plan, so I have to take her out and stop her. I try telling her the reactor is going to make Harlem go kaboom, but she thinks I'm lying again, so we take our fight upstairs. But I'm not having that, and I decide to kick her in the window. Standing before Finn, the time has come. She won't listen to words. She won't listen to facts. Maybe she'll listen to violence. The first part of this fight has us on the top floor of Roxxon Plaza. I have to get her to run into the pillars and knock them down so I can take chunks of the concrete and smash it on her head. She is also very weak to my venom, much like everyone else in the underground, but I mainly use my focus for healing instead of the venom attacks. After introducing her head to cement, I throw her on the ground and web her up, ready to disable the reactor. Oh, fuck! The reactor is going critical, destroying the roof, and it frees Finn, So we are on to phase 2, which is a bit harder because now she has a ton of projectiles.
Got a gun! Fire!
She also copied Roxxon's tech to make a rope that ties me up. I have to dodge her attacks, but she will also have a powerful attack with her sword that makes her stick to the ground, as well as my perfect dodging, whipping her face and stunning her for a second, allowing me to get exactly 2 hits in before she pushes me off with her shield. After a bit more fighting, she decides it's a bit cold outside, so we take the fight inside. While she places down a turret and pulls out— was that a rocket? Yep, she has a rocket launcher now. I have to throw the turret at her to stun her, allowing me to get up close, but I also have to keep an eye on my health. She loves to place mines on the ground and then shoots homing rockets at me, which they get me down once.
I couldn't let you stop me.
After hitting her with some venom, she chokes me out and starts beating the crap out of me. She asks why I keep fighting, and Miles gives the answer that gives me chills. In this moment, Miles is no longer a skinny kid from Brooklyn. He has taken on the mantle, taken on the responsibility of Spider-Man, no longer being the student learning how to be the hero, but is now the hero that Harlem needs. After a while, we start a little sub-phase where she constantly shoots saw blades at me before charging up her sword for an attack. Of course, I just have to dodge the blades as I move closer. After knocking her over to the side of the building, she finally looks down and sees that I was right. As the reactor starts to destroy the streets of Harlem, the building starts to collapse, knocking us down, and Miles, being the hero he is, catches up to her and shields her with his own body. Unlike another certain Spider-Man that we all know. We wake up as the reactor is going Super Saiyan. Miles limps his way over and absorbs the energy the reactor is giving off so it won't destroy the city. But he didn't think that through, and is now a walking bomb. As the citizens start to show up, Miles tries to get away, but he can't. So Finn picks him up and carries him into the sky, sacrificing herself to save everyone else. Watching the citizens of Harlem protect Miles from news reporters as they finally call him their Spider-Man. Spider-Man Miles Morales is without a doubt an excellent sequel to the original game. The story showing Miles grow to the hero he is makes the story truly beautiful and a beautiful ending to the Spider-Man franchise.
Hey man, I need data for the riot system. Can you get infected by a symbiote?
Oh, what the fuck? If you want to watch me take on the post-game quest, make sure you subscribe to my Ko-fi, link in the description below. And while you're down there, why not check out my other social links? Make sure you leave a like and let me know in the comments below what other games you'd like to see me do a challenge run on. This is Lunar Shadows, signing out.
I'm going to turn into a truck now. Birch church a church. Ding ding church.